Yeah, they're good to go.
So hello guys, welcome of course to VanillaTV. My name is NVC, joined by ThePledge here for the Excello Team Fortress 2 Winter Invite Cup, sponsored by Sparkle. We're here live on Badlands, Infused versus Epsilon. Pledge, why don't you give the teams a rundown as well as this middle point?
We're going on to the middle point here, and we can see scouts both being very aggressive. The scouts for Epsilon, after we do a roster rundown while the middle keeps going on, we have Shocky and wltrs on scouts. Well, wltrs has already been going down. Knox and Gear are going to be a soldier. Demoman is going to be Randa for Epsilon, and F2 finishes up as a medic. And Infused, who's probably going to take this first middle with dunc still alive medic, 90% Uber at the moment. Numlocked as his Demoman, and we have two off-nickers playing soldier, who are going to be Mike and Flisko individually, and Greg and Cookye are going to be playing scout.
Yeah, I just want to point out, I think Shocky's actually behind them at the moment. You can see the soldier spamming. So whilst Infused have managed to cap this middle, they do have to be careful of that scout. They have got spawners coming in that will probably be able to shut him down, but nonetheless, he could get into position and sneakily take out the medic. So they have to, keep their awareness up of him. But right about now, they're going to be thinking about pushing through the second ASAP pledge.
Yeah, definitely. Infused, they have an Uber advantage, they have a player advantage. All they really need to do is just keep going onwards. Let's see how they're going to decide to push. Seems like Epsilon is just going to hold inside for the moment. They're moving into the trash area at the moment, and we can see that Randa, very aggressive, and Randa's probably going to get caught here. Tries to jump away. Now he's going to get caught by the Downman. He gets taken down, and with 3 frags, Infused seems to be good to go to make it 1-0.
Yeah, when I used to play for Infused, we always had a slow start and we'd come back into the game later on. The new improved Infused seems to be all about everything from the get-go, straight away, looking to push forward toward this last. They've got a 3-man advantage, 4-man advantage now. Easy last point as I make my way in there, and 1-0 straight on the board here for Infused.
Very quick there from Infused, 1-0, and into the second middle. Epsilon is going to have to make sure they keep F2 alive for as long as possible. And in this weird scenario that he does go down, they have to pick off dunc straight off the bat.
Yeah, definitely. Watching numlocked here come into middle behind the back train. Currently looks like he is supported by a scout. He's taking a massive shot, but straight away Shocky going down. Now replies by whoever that is. I have absolutely no idea. He was a soldier, named inappropriately, we'll say. So far 2 down for both teams. Now wltrs going to go down as well. We got 3 down for both teams. Still both medics alive, but with only Knox left to support F2. Easily going to be looking to fall back here, and another midpoint here for Infused.
What was very crucial there was that Shocky ended up going down really quickly, and wltrs was only 12 HP, so the scouts of Epsilon were immediately out of the fight. Couldn't do anything 5 seconds into the middle. You just lose so much firepower once you lose the mobility and the power of the scattergun as quickly as in 5 seconds into the middle.
Yeah, definitely. I've just changed the score on the scoreboard, all the names around. Now we've actually got Infused and Epsilon on the right side. Sorry about that, guys. But watching Greg's POV now as he looks to push round. He wants to get on the point as soon as possible. But the problem is there's a lot of players by that spire and they've got that Uber advantage. So he's not really in a position to do that. And now they're really looking to find a pick at this resupply. You actually saw the soldier jump around. I'm going to come out of POV a second and just to have a look at what exactly they're doing. Yeah, just holding back on this middle point. I mean, it is Epsilon's now to push, but it's always difficult pushing into middle pledge.
It's better taking it easy, just for as long as possible, seeing if you can get a pick. If you can't, Uber gets forced very early, actually. I don't think there was a force at all, and dunc might get stuck. No, he doesn't get stuck, he gets out, but there was no force on F2 whatsoever, and Epsilon's going to look to push her.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the Uber was popped there, whether it was a conscious move there to try and get into second, or whether it was forced, I'm not sure. But wow, big pick onto the demo man there for Infused. Numlocked going down, also a soldier, only a scout down for Epsilon. This is easily going to be the middle point. There goes Cookye as well, so with the soldier, demo and scout down, oh wow, look at this demo man spawn as well, 10 seconds away. These guys could push now, probably towards second if they wanted to risk it, but looks like they're trying to play it safe.
Yep, definitely, and Greg only now goes down, so he was behind, he gets taken down, and now Epsilon has a free way towards the spire. See what's going to happen here, as it's about a 30% Uber deficit, actually. Is he running crits? No, he's not running crits. Both teams regular Uber, spamming the spire as much as they possibly can, but knowing dunc, he is going to know absolutely certain he has a little Uber advantage here, and look at that, if Infused is pushing up, they know it's about 20% advantage, only 5% remains now for Epsilon, and I remain to see what Epsilon's going to do. It looks like it's going to be a reset push, and Scout gets taken down. Soldier now gets taken down, but for a soldier each, and only now the Uber gets popped from Infused. Very good play from Infused so far. And they with a 4v4 play at the moment, and only a scout up on the spire. Infused should be good to hold this.
Yeah, I'm just on Dunc's pub at the moment, pushing on toward that balcony with numlocked, the demo man. Got those stickies and pipe launchers to help support the soldier on the spire. It looks like they have managed to secure this point and keep hold of it. Gear is going to be down for another 15 seconds. They don't have Uber here infused, but I know they like aggression, and maybe they could think about pushing in, but with the demo man still up for Epsilon, it's always going to be a big risk. Those stickies could be anywhere, and they're going to have to be very, very careful. You can see just putting spam out, reluctant to push in infused. And I'm going to be interested to see if they're going to push with the super or whether they're going to hold, because even though they have that one cap point advantage, with the time limit remaining, it's not even worth thinking about holding, in my opinion.
No, they don't even know they have Uber advantage, most likely. They're going to push any second now. You can see the Uber's very, very equal. F2 is going to have it even when Dunc pushes in with his team straight off the bat. We can see that they're opting to go house at the moment. 2 soldiers in house with an Uber, and the Uber already gets forced by Dunc very, very early, saving both his soldiers, and F2 counter Ubers at the moment, and now Infused is stuck in that house. Very choke pointish area, and numlocked is just holding. He's not really doing anything at the moment, and Infused is going to play the waiting game at the moment.
Yeah, I'm sticking on Gears Pov for now. Looks like they're putting a bit of pressure in house, maybe going for a second resupply push, but look at this, we got some scouts from Infused on middle point, ×4 now on that point, and well, the sticky play by numlocked is phenomenal, locking them out completely 5 times on this point. I'm just waiting on Death Pov because really there was nowhere else to look. Infused locked that down entirely and straight back in there.
See if Randa's going to be able to get out of there alive. Doesn't look like it. Let's see what's going to happen if their scout going to show up. There he is, Cookye. I knew Randa was... I know Cookye wasn't going to let Randa go out of there alive. Does get taken down, and with a 15-second spot on the demo man, I think Infused is going to push this quickly, especially with both of their scouts up.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the scout gives you ×2 on the point instead of ×1 on every other class. We don't have rubbish unlocks in European TF2. We play strictly vanilla. So 1 times for every class apart from the scout with ×2. You get a 2 on there, it's ×4. The rest of your team can force themselves in other positions, and right now it's looking to be in towards main. They've got 40% on that Uber advantage. They're going to have to shut down either many players or get that medic locked out, because 30% more, and you know, Epsilon are going to be in for a response. But 2 players down straight away, Shocky and Gear going down. The presence on that point, fantastic play by Randa though, the demo man, to sort of give them a bit of extra time, but it's not going to be enough. 2-0.
2-0, very 2 reasonably quick rounds for Infused. No real stalemate situations yet. 2 choke pushes in this scenario where nothing really happened. Went a little bit back and forth, and we can see that one soldier from Infused not really making his rollout correctly, and both soldiers reasonably slow. Let's see if Epsilon can push on that with 2 aggressive soldiers themselves. See what's going to happen here then, as Randa is in the middle, a little bit stuck in house. You can see the stickies raining in one by one, and the Infused soldiers seem to be getting a better position than Epsilon. But here we go, Randa moving forward, getting a lot of damage in, and as the scout gets taken down, and Epsilon cleans up everything. Only numlocked's life, he was 20 HP, and here comes Randa flying in. Is he going to be able to take down anyone? Doesn't look like it. 35 HP. Nox is going to be able to cap this middle on his own. Dunc got taken down, and numlocked, only 13 HP, manages to get out of there alive, and that might actually still be a big deal on last point in a second.
You know what, fantastic play there from the Epsilon demo man and the scout. You know, completely nailed both the demo and medic from Infused. The demo man did survive, of course, until later, but you know, we're able to pick up that medic frag. Now they're going to have this 100% Uber advantage. We've got the demo and soldier actually capping the point there. No scouts on the board for that. Now we're going to see them push straight in towards last. What's important is they do cover the upper left and the upper right as soon as possible, force everyone toward the point. That's going to allow Randa to sticky everyone like as much as possible, you know, on the ground level, and that's exactly what's happening. Even though no one's on upper left and upper right, I'm not sure where they are. Finally the scout comes in, but it's a little bit late, and I think, you know, Infused can hold on to this.
Yep, the Pyro did a lot of good work, just delaying everything as long as possible, but now Scout tries to run in. Randa tries to get the pick, and even though Cookie's only 100 HP, he's not going to be able to do anything on the Spire. He's going to try and go for the pick, though. Let's see, where's F2? Cookie's on F2 at the moment. Randa's going to be able to knock him off, but Infused, they're not in the position to counter, but they should already be glad that they actually managed to hold that push off. But still, 50% disadvantage at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's
a lot.
It's what I said, though, you know. Epsilon really need to get on the upper left and upper right to force everyone down onto the floor, where Randa would pick up the frags with his stickies. Unfortunately, Epsilon weren't able to get into that position, which meant Randa's stickies were almost useless. And as a result, Infused held on to that point, and now, you know, they have managed to pick up Nox frag here, Infused, but I mean, that's nothing they can push out on. It's still going to be about this last hold, and they do have the Uber, which has been popped. Epsilon, let's see if they can make this 5-man work. We've already got a scout on the point. Walters there capping it up, I think. Great play by Epsilon as a response.
Came in from the side, double meat shot. Soldier was down, he immediately capped off the point. That's how quick it goes on Badlands. The last point capped so quickly, you cannot let a scout on that for merely a second because it's already done. As a scout yourself, you should probably know that, Ziggy.
Yeah,
it's going to happen here on this middle, though. Middle point caps a longer time than the last point, so both teams going to be good to go. But Infused, 2 frags already, not even a couple of seconds into the middle, and it looks like even without much competition from Epsilon here, Infused just going to take the middle and just leave it at that.
They're playing such as a unit. I mean, you could see 5 of those blue players crumped up together, and there was just not enough spam coming out from Epsilon, so, it didn't really affect the positioning there for Infused. They were able to, use that to their advantage. Just think of a train coming at you. That's pretty much what Infused was. And here we go as they look to push in towards second. We got Ubers for both teams. It looks like Epsilon has popped. Dunc. He's managing to hold on to it for a split second longer. 40% left. That's an extra 4 seconds, but it's not going to mean too much. I think we've got a bit of a back cap going on. It looks like Infused are going to have to back out here. Make sure that gets taken out. I think it was Gear, actually. I could be wrong.
No, it was Greg.
Oh, right, Greg.
Was it Greg? No, it was not Greg. It was wltrs who managed to just run away again. Greg was the one actually holding that off. I was looking at it.
Oh, yeah, but now they've fallen back to deal with the scout. They now have a player advantage for at least the next 5-6 seconds. They're pushing both of the scouts onto point here in Infused. The rest of the players, it looks like the demo man and the medic pushing around that right side. We've got a soldier diving on the medic. Knox there able to pick up the Infused medic. Dunc going down now. F2 needs to hold on to this Uber advantage, and whilst holding on to it, needs to hold on to second, but it's not going to happen. I think it was, well, whoever faster than a master is, was able to pick up the frags, and now both medics going down, and actually Infused picking up everyone. Just Randa left alive. Randa will go down. No one spawning for 5 seconds. I think this scout I'm following to last is going to be able to cap it up. No, it is another one. Greg on the point. 3-1.
3-1, and it starts to look like Epsilon is going to have to step up their game, especially on middles. They've lost 3 of them, lost 3 rounds straight after that, so they're going to have to step it up. Let's see what they have. Obviously, the Epsilon strategy, which just walk down to slope area, just all the way down. It might be that they're going to do that, but it looks like F2 is going all the way up. Let's see what they got up their sleeves at the moment. The buffing actually didn't go that well for Epsilon, but Soldier's only on 200 HP. They could be a lot higher. Greg goes down, Epsilon, Knox goes down, and Faster and Rasta goes down. It seems like a very back and forth middle so far.
I'm surprised Epsilon are getting away with this. I was watching Shoky's pav. He was not in a position to hit the jumping soldier from Valley. Not at all. The soldier picked up the scout frag. He could have had a lot more, so Shoky really need to step his game up a little bit, but they have managed to cap on this middle point. Gear will finally go down. Nonetheless, Epsilon with middle.
Yep, it's still surprising to me that F2 actually managed to go down there. Not really good protection, and Dunc alive, but not healing anyone. That's very bad communication from Infused. You're going to have to... See, he's still not healing anyone. Now he's healing.
And look at this.
F2's going to spawn in 2 seconds, and yours is going to be more or less equal.
Yeah, wow. That was a very big missed opportunity there. Especially now they've got to try...
Could have been 30% advantage.
Yeah. And, now they're going to have to hold on to Spire with what is practically equal Uber. And it is... not as much in their favour as it could have been. But nonetheless, I'm going to stick on numlocked for the moment. Let's see where he's putting stickers up. He's got some on that sort of Pride Rock, as I used to call it back in the Yo-Yo Tech days. And he's also putting some by the little door, so he's got a bit of a spread of the stickies. He's hiding behind the Spire as well. This is a nice pav. If any scouts decide to jump or any soldiers jump forward, numlocked's going to surprise everyone. And we can see the soldier actually jumping up onto the light, trying to put some spam out. And it doesn't look like they're, ready in a position to push. Maybe they'll even try a resupply push again, given how far Infused are back. But no, Infused pushing now towards choke. Anything's ball now, pretty much.
No, they could have used that Uber advantage, but you can see, like, Dunc knew that as soon as he stopped healing anyone for 10-15 seconds, he was just standing all the way back. He was like, I have no idea how much chances we have to actually getting this Uber in time, but now Randa goes down, and if he's going to probably be looking to push this, even though both Epsilon scouts right now are behind. Is the blue Epsilon scout going to get taken down? There we go, there's 2 scouts from Epsilon behind, even though the push is happening at the moment. And it's just F2 on his own again, and then 2 scouts on the back cap on the Spire, and the entire Infused team has to retreat.
Yeah, good play by the scouts in some ways, because even though the medic went down, they're now drawing Infused back. Infused not going to be able to get time on this middle point, giving the remaining Epsilon players a bit of time to respawn, but unfortunately, both scouts did go down very late now, which is probably going to allow Infused to come in on this middle point, even pick up the soldier flag. Wow, fantastic play by Knox, picking up numlocked. I could see this even turning around now. Are we going to see Epsilon try and push in off this? We can see the soldier in the medic.
On this. Yeah.
Yeah, Randa's in the house.
This looks like a very good chance for Epsilon to actually try and contest this properly. You can see the scouts flying in at the moment, but the soldiers from Infused are doing so much wreckage. It's insane how much damage they have. And now we can see the scouts from Epsilon finally coming into play as everyone somehow retreats. But look at the Uber, it's still 20% advantage. Dunc has no idea. I can tell you that right now. He has no idea.
There's the Uber popped. We've got 90% on F2. If F2 can stay alive, he will have this Uber. 98, 99, 100. Uber has been popped. Soldier will jump forward, looking to pick up the scout frag, assist his teammate. I think the Soldier fell out through house. You got the Demo Man on choke. Is 3 on 3 probably best now to just to sit on middle? But I mean, Epsilon are playing phenomenally. Really are. Knox just stepping his game up massively at the moment here in the grand final of the Excello Sparkle Winter Invite Cup. Wow.
Almost.
Yeah.
We can actually see Epsilon going very aggressive here. 30 health only on Dunc, and with a scout coming in, Dunc is going to get taken out. Well played by wltrs and Knox together. Epsilon likes to do this. Instead of throwing in one roaming soldier by the name of Gear or Knox, they throw in a roamer and a scout to really secure that pick. And instead, we can see only numlocked going in, and a couple of soldiers trying to make something happen, but F2 is still alive, and even though the entire Epsilon team is dying right now, the Uber advantage still persists. They almost have Uber. They're going to be able to push this back. And Epsilon, even though they just lost a point, they still have a good advantage.
Yeah, I'm going to stick on Randa's pub. I think they're going to look to push through house with the Soldier here. I think the Soldier will probably jump forward, leaving Randa to sit sort of back train or on middle point. We'll see what happens. He's put the stickies in toward the house, locked the medic and the Soldier out. Just need to deal with the Soldier on middle point. He will go down now, and there's that player advantage. The middle point surely going to be theirs, but there's the Uber pop, the scout. Greg doing a fantastic job there to give Infused a bit of hope in their game, but middle point has been capped, looking to push straight through towards second now. 2 players still down for Infused. Randa putting out so much damage, and I mean, it's not always about damage. He's putting the stickies down in such great positions that really Infused have nowhere to run to but backwards. And I mean, look at this. Now times 3 on the point. They got second as well.
Yeah, apart from the main damage dealer, the Demo Man is also the one, pretty much the only one who can actually restrict space in the game. A Demo Man can put stickies somewhere so that the enemy cannot go there. That's exactly what he just did there, putting stickies in positions so that it's not possible to actually reach certain positions. We can Dunc already having Uber, Epsilon even close, but even though Epsilon is pushing, they're trying to force that Uber. It's not going to happen, and Infused is going to be looking to push her.
Yeah, certainly. Right now, it looks like actually Infused moving in toward this upper lobby. I mean, I don't think they'll push because they've got to go up against 6 players. They need a pick. I can see F2's health going down very, very quickly. F2's been picked. This is fantastic work. What they've got to be careful of is a scout backcapping this. They have to be very, very careful of this push out. The scout under Stone Bridge just in front of Dunc cannot be left alone.
Shocky's on last at the moment.
Well, I'm going to try to switch over to him now. It looks like he's got support coming in here. The
Soldier,
but no. 3-2.
Shocky and wltrs both on last against 2 soldiers and a scout, and the scouts win.
You know,
that's how it goes.
That's what I mean, you know, whilst pushing out, even though they got the medic pick, they had to be very, very careful of the scouts pushing behind, and, you know, that's exactly what happened. But 3-2 now in favour of Infused. Epsilon slowly coming back into this
Epsilon needed that, really. Like, they really need that comeback. If it was going to be 4-1 with 10 minutes remaining, Epsilon was not going to feel great. But now 3-2, everything is still possible, especially going into this middle. A lot of damage already on the players from Infused. Look at the health bar. It's going down, and F2 is going to be managing to get that out of there alive. Dunc is the only full player on the Infused team. And now he is getting a lot of damage. So Infused, look at the health on the Infused players. 50 health and lower, all of them. Let's see how they're going to be able to contest this. They want to, but they just do not have the health. And now 2 players are respawning, including numlocked. And Epsilon, they're scared. They don't know how low the Infused players are. Or were, I have to say.
Yeah, I think Greg made a bit of a mistake there. I mean, they have managed to cap middle point, but he had no need to go down. They pretty much secured middle point. All he had to do was keep presence and, you know, fire pot shots away. Instead, try to pick up the frag onto Shocky. Shocky was able to shut him down, so let off lightly. I think they were Infused. And now we're going to see a bit of a fight going here on the second choke point as Infused look to push around. There's the frag onto Knox, the Epsilon soldier. And we are going to get the scouts onto the point. We've got a scout there for Epsilon trying to deny, but up against the 2 Infused scouts, never going to stand their chance. Surely going to be able to pick up the soldier behind as well. Wow, fantastic play by Gear, but nonetheless, you know, going to be second point and maybe even last. Randa's up, so he will have his stickies. Will Infused try to make a sneaky attack into last whilst their medic comes back into play? We'll have to see.
See, two scouts and a soldier actually are walking in. I'm incorrect in saying that. It's two soldiers, one scout trying to come in, but a scout and a soldier get taken down. I think the second soldier just respawned. He actually walked all the way back. So now this time, Infused is making sure that Dunc gets the full amount of Uber that he's possibly going to have. And look at that, 20% Uber advantage. It's as easy as it can go by just picking up your medic at the spawn. So all the newbies out there, please start doing that. Considering I'm a medic, I cannot stress that enough.
Oh god, you medics and your wine. God, I hate you. Just let me play TF2.
Hey, you can get more kills so long as I get 20% Uber advantage. I'm going for it. Let's see, Infused now going for that Spire, and it seems like Epsilon way out of position at the moment. I do not like this position from Epsilon at all, and you can see the results coming in as wltrs and Gear both go down, and Infused got a better position, got a better Uber advantage, and even though F2 is going to have it, it's still 10 seconds until they spawn.
I'm on numlocked pod now, pushing straight into main, trying to get some cheeky stickies onto lasties with the medic now, who is going to pop that Uber. Didn't really get the result he wanted, but he has finally popped that Uber. Need to get out of there ASAP before that soldier comes in. He's actually going to trap out numlocked here. Numlocked may be able to pick up a frag. No, the scout is there to support wltrs along with, I believe, Knox. And now we've got 3 down for Infused. Not looking too great in their favour, but you know, still possible as long as they can get their medic out of it.
Oh, look at that in top lobby. Dunc is actually going down, but it was a 3 versus 3 scenario. 2 now go down for Infused. And if wltrs can pick up this frag, that would be huge. Is he going to be able to pick up the frag? No, Cookye managed to take him down. And now Epsilon actually has to go all the way back simply because one scout is alive.
Yeah, you know what I really liked about Infused push there? Normally when you see people push round choke, they push side of Spire, but what's so great about Infused push is they don't care about side of Spire. They went all out aggressive towards Stone Bridge, are able to pick out anyone in their way. It just really shows the level of deathmatch you get in Premiership play and how often underrated it can be. This team is a prime example in my opinion.
Well, let me give you some funny statistics at the moment. The top 4 of the top fraggers are all Infused at the moment, if you look at the frags. That means that Epsilon is actually throwing down a better teamwork game, considering it's only 3-2. If Infused makes a 4-2, to be honest, that would be somewhat justified, because they just have more frags, but it just goes to show, like, TF2 is not a complete fragging game. Teamwork is important, and even if you have 4 out of your 5 players stop fragging, it's not going to be enough.
Well, I have just put up the scoreboard for the first time in the game. Sorry, guys. It's been a while since I've done Team Fortress 2, but there it is. I'm sure you've all had a quick good look at it. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Right now, Infused looking towards into left. I can see the Uber has been popped by Dunc in main, and Cookye looking to try and put some damage in the upper left. Going to switch off away from him, back onto Dunc the medic. It looks like they've already been forced back away. Excellent defense by Epsilon. Well, interesting to see if Infused will look for a second push. The 2-tier push is very, very popular in Div 1/Prem play, and it looks like it's coming into play here as well. We can see 3 Epsilon players going down already. I'm on numlocked Pov at the moment, who's currently trying to get some stickies off, allowing the scout and soldier to get on the point, and there we go. 4-2. Again, Infused back in the driving seat.
I was feeling a little bit wary for Infused there. Dunc only at 30 HP coming out of that first push. So when they decided to go for that second push, I was a little bit wary. I thought Dunc was going to go down very quickly, but Epsilon didn't pay attention to it. Just focused on the players instead of on the medic, and that made sure that Infused got the heals in, they got the players in, they got the damage in, and they ended up winning the point 4-2. With only 7 minutes remaining. Could still go either way, but it's starting to look at the moment as if Infused might well have it.
Yeah, and look at the presence there from Epsilon. Both of the soldiers diving onto the front train toward Epsilon spawn. Of course, they are going to manage to pick up Greg and numlocked. wltrs will go down, but the scout is not a problem when you've picked up the demo man and a scout exchange frag yourself. And there's the middle point back in favour of Epsilon, and this is what they need to do. They need to start building momentum, because with 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, that is at best 3 quick caps in concession. So getting 2 quick ones now is kind of imperative if they want to take this first map away from them. And just to confirm for everyone watching, Pledge, this isn't an upper bracket, lower bracket tournament. It is going to just be a strictly best of 3. Am I right?
It's just the best of 3, big grand final in the XLO Cup, sponsored by Sparkles, so please check them out. The Winter Warm-Up Invite Tournament is the official name of the tournament. I think the admins did that to actually tease us, but going on to the things at hand here, we can see that Epsilon is going to try to push in. We know that from a middle onwards, it takes about a minute to cap this, and Scout takes only 5 seconds on last, so let's see in what way Randa's going to be able to do damage here. He took down 1 frag, but it's going to be all Randa's doing here. Let's see what he's going to be able to do. Is Randa going to be able to do anything? Doesn't look like it's scout on the point though, and Epsilon gets taken out.
Yeah, Randa went Rambo there, didn't he? Just charged straight across the
Well,
point.
you kind of had to, though.
Yeah, I suppose when you need to come back into this one 3-on-3, why not? Suddenly Demoman, he does have a lot of firepower with those pipe grenades, but of course if you do hit people in close quarters, you do take self-damage. It's one of the reasons why you'll see scouts come straight into your face if you're playing Soldier or Demoman. It's because if you hit yourself with Splash, you're more likely to go down, and if a scout does get a demo pick or a soldier pick, well, good game, well played to him. That's what the team needs.
Yeah. Well, going on to the point at hand, we can see the crits here for F2, and I don't think Infused is actually going to expect this, even though it's quite obvious, I would like to say, because Epsilon needs to. They kind of need to. 85% crits at the moment, 90% crits. I'm going to take a look at Randa here, because I imagine they're going to throw it on the down man. Here we go, Randa throwing a crit stickies, gets a perfect sticky on Dunc, and now it's going to be Slurper's time, but numlocked. And faster than a master, whatever his name is, they're going to be able to clean everything up.
And Greg as well, I think there. No, it was actually Cookye with a frag onto F2, the medic. You know, my problem with that was F2 exposed the crit streak by passing through that upper window. Didn't really keep it secreted. Still have another 15% to build. That gave, you know, Infused a good 3-4 seconds to work out what was about to come. It's best to keep it hidden of your opponents if you can. Nonetheless, here we go. Second point cap now for Infused as they look to push back, but they have now lost 3 players, and it looks like this is going to be actually, you know...
It's sloppy. It's just sloppy from Infused. I cannot find any other word for that at the moment. There's no Uber for Infused. They lost 3 players, of which only 1 is spawning at the moment. And with Randa up, I can't see this going any other way than Epsilon.
Yep, I mean, he has to reload his stickies, but he has got 5 or 4 great teammates there to pick up the frags for him while he does that. And there's 4-3. Wow, 1 cap difference, Pledge.
1 cap difference. See what's going to happen here is, once again, I'd like to point out for new players here in TF2, it takes about a minute. For easy mathematics, it takes about a minute to go from middle to last on any map uncontested. So with 4 minutes remaining, it can still become 7-4 for Epsilon. That's actually still possible, theoretically. Let's see how Infused is going to take this. Looks like Gear's jump there. Got to be too much, and Randa's damage output is going to make Epsilon win this middle. Yeah, Zig, it could go either way.
I mean, I was watching Greg's puff for all of that. Just when it mattered, Greg was not able to string 1 shot together. Didn't look like he did any damage at all. Unfortunately, cost his team heavy. Probably not, of course, Greg's fault, but I like to pick on people, and I'm a good friend of Greg's, or Greg's a good friend of mine, I perhaps should say, after I've just said that comment. But he needs to start aiming better. Or it's not going to happen for Infused, and now they're stuck on last. Let's see if they can do anything with this Uber.
Epsilon is already knocking on the door here. They are really not going to wait. The soldiers are already on top. Randa's already on top, and with F2 ready to rock this Uber. Infused is going to have to, I wouldn't say a miracle defense, it's a standard 6v6 defense, but with the pressure they're feeling right now, it's going to be a very tough one. Let's see what's going to happen. Uber immediately gets forced, no risk taken, and F2 saves his soldier. Perfect Uber there, and with only Shocky going down, Infused is going to look to second push this, and let's see if they're going to be able to manage that. F2 not going to take the risk. Now they're going to take the risk, and it's a 2-for-1 exchange, 3-for-2 exchange. And, wow, Zig, talk me through it.
I don't know. I was on Doug's pub and then everything died.
A lot of stuff died. It's now, after the spawners, it's a 3v2. 3v3, actually, excuse me. But 3 players from Epsilon now spawning. 3 players from Infused spawning in 1 second. So 6v6 again. Infused is going to take this. But remember last round, not 2 minutes ago, Infused overextended. They were sloppy. They made the mistakes. And when Epsilon came in, they died 2 players at a time. Let's see if they're going to do the exact same right now. It doesn't look like Infused is going to try to defend this. They're going to hope for it, but they're so out of position they really shouldn't bother.
Well, look at this, the soldier jumping up on toward the medic there. F2 going down to faster than whatever the hell the name is. Please change it before I strangle you, theoretically, of course. But we are going to see 4 players down for Epsilon. It doesn't look like they're going to push through to last straight away, and Infused are going to live to fight another day, but only just, they are losing players one by one. What is going on? Shocky going absolutely huge. wltrs
only
as well.
3 players up right now with a 15-second spawn on the Infused players.
I can see the demo man coming in bottom left as well. This is great news for Epsilon.
Are they actually going to take this? Yeah, it looks like it. 4-4.
Oh my God.
1 minute 10 seconds remaining.
What happened, really? It seemed like, Epsilon, Infused went down one at a time.
Yeah. I think they just calmed wrong. I think the positions were not correct, and Shocky's aim was just on fire. I really like to point that out. Shocky really was on fire. F2 calling GG, that's pointless because it's still possible. Let's see how this middle's going to pan out. After that, we should have a lot better answers. Infused not calling GG's, you can see that. And Epsilon losing wltrs, losing gear. And if anyone is going to take this, it's going to be Infused. Look at that, 4 players down for Epsilon.
This
and
could be
Infused is
amazing.
going to rush this. I can tell you that right now. Infused is going to rush this. And Epsilon is just going to have their 10-second spawners, all 4 at the same time coming in. As engineers, heavies, pyros, and everything they can think of that is not a scout.
Pledge, have the I-43 winners made a crucial mistake here? Wow.
Let's see what's going to happen. 100% Uber now for F2, and Dunc goes down. Dunc goes down. Randa takes him out, and Infused. Dunc is going to be screaming his ass off right now. So unless Epsilon makes a mistake, we are going to go into Golden Cap for the first map. And Dunc made the crucial mistake there, or the team made a crucial mistake by not waiting for that Uber. They should have waited, then they would have had a shot, but now it's going to be a Golden Cap 4-4, and anything is still open.
Wow. Oh my god, that was such a guy. Sorry, the screenshot's been taken, guys. I have the end of game screenshot, so sorry about that. Well, I mean, God, that was such a good opportunity for Infused there. I mean, it's got to be all about F2 getting out of there alive. Had F2 gone down, it would have been Infused round victory. I mean, what goes
Dunc
through
died
your...
at 99%.
Yeah,
like at the moment that Epsilon F2 actually got the Uber, it would have been a nice Uber versus Uber battle with 15 seconds on the clock. Instead, Dunc died, and it was all a bit anticlimactic from there.
I mean, what goes through your mind to call good game? 50 seconds remaining once you hit that middle point. You called it. It can happen. And I mean, Pledge, don't get me wrong. I don't think you've played Premiership level TF2,
really.
right? You've not
The
played...
The thing is, if you call GG, you're going to be unfocused, especially if 2 players do it. You're kind of like, oh, whatever, we'll see. They almost lost it there. They would have slapped themselves in the head if they would have lost that.
Pledge in for F2. Really?
To be honest,
Pledge
I wouldn't say that ever, GG, but I'm not going to play in Prem because then you're going to make fun of me.
Yeah,
because you make fun to your friends.
Real good friends. We're all good friends in TF2. It's one of the great things about TF2, actually. It's such a community-focused game. Make sure you come to an I-Series, guys. If you see a local I-Series going, it is held in the UK. If you can come along play in the tournament, yeah, come and say hi. And it's a lot of fun, guys. So check that out, multiplay.com, just to give a quick shout-out to those guys and related. But we are going to be going to Golden Cap ASAP.
Yep, first map here on the CP Badlands between Epsilon and Infused in the grand final of the Team Fortress 2 Winter Warm-Up Invite Tournament hosted by Excello.net and sponsored by Sparkle. Please check Sparkle graphics cards out at sparkletw.com. That's just the way I said it. Sparkle and then two letters T and W.com. By the way, while I'm at it, and if anyone checks out the vaults tomorrow, obviously it's still recording, there's a haiku competition going on at the moment by Atmo. He's giving away one of the Ant Lion audio mod mics that he reviewed on VanillaTV.
What's in there? That is an excellent microphone. I've been so tempted to pick it up, and I think Atmo's done a fantastic review of that on the VanillaTV website.
What's the price on it nowadays? Because I was actually thinking about getting a standalone mic as well.
I think it's like 30 Great British pounds, so however that translates. It's a very good price when you think about it. You can get some cheaper, standalone microphones, but none of them seem to match the quality of that. And I used to use a Sennheiser PC360, and I think that mod mic is just as good microphone quality, really.
That sounds good. So yeah, if you're interested in that or interested in picking up casting, you're going to need a good microphone. So Atmo is giving away that thing, the Ant Lion audio mod mic, if you want to check it out. You have to write a haiku to the guys at VanillaTF2 or VanillaTV, one of the two, but we're pretty much collaborating anyway. So please check it out. If you don't know what a haiku is, it's some sort of weird poem, but we're actually going into Golden Cap, so I don't care anymore. Let's keep on going in here. MVC, take it away.
Yeah, so welcome back, of course, to VanillaTV. We haven't stopped the VOD, but it is, of course, Epsilon versus Infused in the Golden Cap of this first map, CP Badlands. You all know what tournament this is, so we're going to watch probably Greg after spawn. He needs to start hitting some shots on middle point here. It looks like no frags just yet. We've got 50% of both Ubers. Greg coming down straight away. What a player to start off watching, and let's see if they can, follow through on this.
Yep, let's see what's going to happen here as pretty much everyone goes down. The only one of notable influence at the moment alive is Dunc, and it looks like he's going to be able to just stay alive for now. Randa's the only player alive that might be able to do anything. He just ran in, and if he's going to take up this middle, wow. I wouldn't like to sit comfortably, but it's going to come in handy, that's for sure.
I mean, look at this. They're 100% on the point. They've got nobody to stop second. This is going to be a 3-second point. You may see a bit of spam coming out, maybe sacrifice a soldier to try and delay them. In fact, in this situation, I'd advise Epsilon to hold forward lobby and try and force the Uber early, because if they get forced on last, it's going to be very, very messy. Instead, they're opting to just sacrifice the soldier I mentioned initially, trying to delay them some time. It's not going to happen. We are going to lose gear and wltrs. This could be fantastic for Infused. I'm going to try and find someone worth watching. Shocky with the spy, going to pick up the frag on the dunc. Swish onto him just in time. The meta going down now for Infused. Could he have just saved the day? There are 3 players down Epsilon. F2 needs to try and stay alive, but it looks like they are going to still cap this point out. Infused. Golden cap going in favour of Infused. Wow.
Well, there you go. Shocky almost made it through, but the spawn times were actually way too late there for Epsilon to actually make some sort of notably difference. Infused going to take this first map, 5-4, and that's going to close off the first map. We're going to go into the second map. Should be Granary, it might be Gully Wash, but at least those 3 maps are in the play for best of 3 at the moment. So thank you very much for joining us here at VanillaTV for the first map for the not for the Epsilon Cup, for the Team Fortress 2 Winter Warm-Up Invite Tournament, hosted by Excello and sponsored by Sparkle. Thank you very much, and we'll see you all for the next map.